Hey friends, Cherie here. Welcome back to the channel, Gardening at Home with Cherie. We're outside today and I am sorting through my watermelon and melon seeds to decide what I'm going to try to grow in my new melon patches. So I figured I'd share some of the varieties with you all as I make the decision. So let's look at some seeds. So first up we have the refined sugar watermelon. I've actually already sown this one in one of the gardens, not in the official watermelon patch so far, but I'm gonna definitely start some more for the patch. So let's see what it says about this one on the back of the pack. So it says here it's one of the sweetest watermelons you'll ever try, with rich flavor that begs to be eaten right out of the patch. Refined sugar is an old variety from the former USSR, early to ripen and brimming with natural sweetness, pure summer goodness, and old world tradition. This is a great backyard garden variety. It doesn't say it here on the pack, but these get to be between 6 to 12 pounds typically. They have really compact vines, and so I think this would be perfect for my backyard garden, and it's also a quick grower. So for my zone 4 garden, we get warm. We can have very hot summers, but the season overall is just short. So I might have, a maximum of like 110, 120 days that's in that peak temperature range to grow watermelon. So that's why I have to be really specific about the ones that I tried. Now, I am going to be trying to grow in my greenhouse as well. And so that's where I'm going to be able to put some that need longer time. So we'll see. It's all about experimenting and seeing what you can do, right? The next variety I'm going to give a whirl again. I've tried this one before, but there was a year where I lost almost all my watermelon plants. Long story, but anyway, see here from the photo, this is a hand-sized watermelon. So if we look here, it says the lemon drop watermelon. Like striking gold, this glorious gilded watermelon is pocket-sized with a vigorous growing habit. Each vine blossoms and produces 1 to 2 pound fruit with flavor that is unparalleled. It's supposed to be candy sweet and have a crisp texture. So let's hope this grows well in the patch. Another variety that I actually already started is the yellow petite watermelon. It's I've already sown this again within the garden area, but I want to set out more in the patch. If we look at the back here, it says this widely adaptable watermelon is great for a shorter growing season. It develops 5 to 7 pound fruits that are perfectly round with exceptionally sweet yellow flesh and green striped vine. I think it's very pretty, and I hope I can get it to grow and harvest and eat it. Okay, so let's continue. The next one I definitely want to start is the Yamada Cream. I think I'm going to try this one. I think I'm going to try this one in the ground as well as in a pot with a trellis. It says here, buttercream colored flesh is a bit citrusy, sweet and complex. Flavor has been described as Asian pear and apples with light citrus tones. Makes a refreshing, sweet, almost pear-like juice. And so, let me grab the catalog real quick and see how big this one is. This is another icebox variety, so it seems like they can range in size from 4 to 10 pounds. So definitely gonna start some of those. And then I'm gonna do the Crimson Sweet for sure also, because this is another one that's a little smaller. It says here that it's the AAS winner from 1964. Very popular, crisp and sweet, medium red flesh, mild flavor, a good producing older standard. So we'll give that a try. The Jubilee is supposed to be one that can get pretty big, but also still can grow you know, in less than 100 days. And so I think I'm gonna put this one aside to grow in the greenhouse. I'm gonna try to do 2 in each of the 2 greenhouses, so I can select 4 for greenhouse growing. So on the back here it says large over fruits have sweet, deep red flesh with light green skin and weigh up to 35 pounds. And so yeah, we'll see how that goes. The royal golden one is another one I'm gonna try in a pot and try to grow vertically, not in the ground. It says here on the back, a beautiful and old heirloom once offered by Will Height Seed of Poolville, Texas. The most beautiful watermelon we carry. The rind turns brilliant golden yellow when ripe. That's a very cool skin for a watermelon. I'm gonna do the Silver Yamada as well. And I don't know, if we look here at the back, it says extremely high quality texture and complex sweet flavor have made Silver Yamada an instant classic. Early to mature, it is great for a range of climates and at 6 to 10 pounds, perfect for the home or market grower. So that's a must. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do any hybrids, though I do have some that I picked up a couple years ago, back in 2023. I picked up some, I'm gonna put this on the side for now. I have pulled it, but I feel like I'm changing my mind now. Because I have so many, and it's not that I'm gonna be saving seeds. Yeah. Anyway, let me focus. This one, I'm definitely gonna grow in one of the greenhouses. This is the Leilani Sweet Glow watermelon. And it says here, perhaps the most perfect orange flesh watermelon we have tried. Bred in Michigan. Triumphed at our annual tasting trials. A new favorite orange flesh variety that matures early and is excellent for northern growing. So, maybe actually, I'm gonna put this in the ground pile. And then here's another, small size, and then here's another small size watermelon I'm definitely gonna grow. This one here is a classic icebox melon, sweet and juicy. We love this early maturing 10 to 15 pound variety that's believed to have roots in Russia with salmon colored crisp flesh and red seeds. This 10-inch diameter fruit is ideal for slicing at picnics. So I think that's gonna be cool. All right, now I'm gonna sort through this bag and pull out some more. Let's see how many I have in mind. I want to do a dozen. All right, so I'm going to pull out 6 more that I will grow in containers, and then I still need 3 more for greenhouse growing, and then I'm going to pull a few for the big patch that I'm going to be setting up. All right, so I'll pull some more. I'm gonna start a bunch of these. I don't know why I got such a big pack of these. I think, again, it was probably where I wanted it, and this was the smallest size they had available. But this is the early moonbeam seeded watermelon. And it says here 76 days. This beautiful icebox melon delivers a sweet fruit faster than most, even with Oregon's cool summer evenings. The 3 to 7 pound oval fruit have attractive light green skin with dark green streaks and open to reveal lemon yellow flesh. So I'm definitely gonna do some of these because they're so small. I'm definitely gonna grow some of these in, you know, where I'm gonna be trellising them. And I don't know, I might put some in the ground. I mean, I grew a 35-pound pumpkin on a trellis, so I can grow some bigger ones, but I also I want to make sure I leave enough space for the ones that really could potentially get big. So we'll see. The next one is this little handheld watermelon, the Bini Kodima. It says here, one of the earliest maturing watermelons of all, a pocket-sized watermelon from Japan, perfect for short-season gardeners like me here in Zone 4. Extra small fruit, average just 2 to 3 pounds. These darling little melons are green with dark stripes, and the sweet flesh is red. Here's another one that just looks so cute for a small watermelon. The Kaiho. It says on the back here, this rare heirloom was originally brought to Japan from China around the year 1912. Gorgeous salmon orange flesh, elongated fruit, weighs about 2 to 4 pounds, and are perfect for 2 servings. Next, we have this Chelsea watermelon, which again, I just think that flesh is so pretty. This here says it's an early 1900s variety from Chelsea, Iowa. And it was grown in Sandy Hills, north of town. Let's see what it says here. Okay, so it says here, sweet pink flesh, 15 to 20 pound fruits with white seeds, will keep for several weeks once picked. Another small variety, quick growing one that I'm gonna give a whirl is the Sugar Baby watermelon. This is a very popular one. It says here, Sugar Baby's juicy sweetness will make your mouth water for more. Few seeds, very productive plants, introduced in 1959. I have successfully grown this one before. This one here, summer never tasted so good as the name suggests. Sugar Baby is delectably sweet and small enough to easily fit in the refrigerator. Grows 8 to 10 pounds. Juicy fruit with red flesh. We have the Sugar Baby Bush watermelon variety. And so this is like a dwarf version of that. So it says here, dwarf vines only about 3.5 feet, yield 10-pound fruit with sweet scarlet flesh, great for containers. I'm also going to start the Early Girl watermelon. It says here, this pretty little melon is extra early to mature. 3 to 4 pound fruit, has an attractive light green skin and blush salmon rose colored flesh. Ideal for short season gardeners, and marketing is a breeze with melons like these. Plants are impressively productive and super sweet and delicious. So I'm looking forward to seeing if I can get those. All right, and then finally I did pull 2 hybrid watermelons to give a try. I'm gonna do the Sweet Beauty F1. They grow to be 5 to 7 pounds. Vigorous vines reach about 8 to 10 feet. Expect 3 to 4 fruit per plant. And then here, the New Queen F1. It says matures early with stunning bright orange flesh that is tender, crisp, sweet, and juicy. These should be around 5 to 6 pounds, and they have very few seeds and light green rinds with distinctive dark green stripes. So we'll add those 2 hybrids into the bunch to see, you know, how they perform in my garden compared to the open pollinated and heirloom varieties. Now we'll have a quick look at some of the larger watermelons, and I'm going to get these started, and I'm not sure if I'm going to put them in the greenhouse or in the ground right now. I'll make that decision later. I already showed you the Jubilee, which gets pretty big. I think I told you about that. They can get up to 35 pounds. Next, I have this yellow flesh larger watermelon. This is the Mountain Sweet Yellow. It says here that they can get 20 to 35 pounds. They're oblong melon. They're an oblong melon, and yeah, it's a really, really old melon. They were grown by farmers in the Northeast. Next, I'm going to do this Congo watermelon. I don't have information on this packet, but it's supposed to be a really big one. I pulled the Art Combs Ancient Watermelon. This here says this variety was found in a clay pot in a cave in the southwest USA. Green rind, succulent red flesh of excellent flavor and sweetness. Fruit to 20 pounds. I pulled the Orange Glow to do, you know, also in the ground. This here says that it was introduced in 1965. Best tasting of all orange varieties. Deep orange flesh, very sweet, almost tropical flavor. I pulled the Texas Golden Watermelon. It says here, antique heirloom, famously unparalleled in flavor. Mammoth watermelon resembles a Charleston gray on the outside, but has a luminous orange flesh dripping with honey sweet citrusy flavor. A good shipper and keeper with super high sugar. It's supposed to be a good shipper and keeper with super high quality, crispy and firm flesh. I pulled the Sweet Siberian watermelon. It says here, this is also a really old one. This one can get up to 10 pounds. I mean, so I'm gonna move this one over. Well, I'm gonna leave it here for now, but what I might do is sew another cell so that I can put in a trellis, in one of my trellis containers to see how it does there. The strawberry watermelon, pretty sure this is a bigger one. Let's see, so Florida heirloom by Walt Childs, introduced in 1989. Okay, yeah, it's supposed to be very sweet and can get up to 25 pounds. I pulled the Halbert Honey Watermelon. What does it say here? It says it was introduced in a seed trade before 1950. Yeah, so 1902 at Burpee Seed House. So it says here, it's supposed to be one of the best tasting melons on the market. Sweet pink flesh with a crisp, juicy texture. The rind is a little delicate. I haven't Google searched the size of this one. I mean, it looks big on the picture, but there's no scale. So we'll see. But right now I have that for the ground and or the greenhouse. And then here I have the Boris Yellow Watermelon. It says here, this juicy, flavorful variety ranks first with Sea Savers Exchange's greenhouse manager. Acquired 1970. So these get 15 to 20 pounds, ripens to green with dark green stripes, and produces yellow sweet flesh. So as I said, I've already started sewing some. There's some more that I've already put into, I have this long, I have a lot of spaces where I've already started planting, and so I've already put some watermelon, especially some of the smaller varieties, in containers along my trellis wall. So we'll see how they grow along. We'll talk about them hopefully when I harvest them. But here's what I took to start today. I think I'll do the melons in a separate video because yeah, I want to go ahead and get these done. Then I actually have to do my cucumbers, and then I might have to save the melons till tomorrow. So, all right, friends. So we're gonna wrap this video up. All right, friends. So we're gonna wrap this video up, just showing germination. Very high percentage of germination. Some things are still coming up. I did go on and water. I did go on and sow all my melons as well as some cucumbers. And then I have a lot of backups as well. So I'm all set with that in case I lose anything gets attacked. And then some are just taking a little longer, like, you know, this is just coming up. The one behind it is exactly the same, and I don't see anything there. So I will also resow some seeds if I don't have at least one pod of a particular variety. And then hopefully we'll be back to share some harvesting. Well, I might show some growth in between too, but there's no guarantee there. Things get busy here in zone 4 pretty quick. Friends, we're gonna wrap up this video with a sneak peek of some of the spring perennials in the back garden that are already above soil. Some of the early flowering perennials are setting their buds here already, still in the end of May. I have not cleaned this area up, but this is going to be one of the places that I'm going to be expanding into and planting lots of melons and watermelon and just kind of letting them grow and cascade down the rocks. I think it could be a cool effect. And right now I don't grow any food with the exception of one little island area through this enormous rocky back garden area. I usually just have, well, I just have trees and shrubs and, you know, green perennials with some flowering things, but nothing edible. So we're gonna change that this year. So I'll just give you a little scan of some of the early perennials, the foundation perennials that have come up, and then we're gonna be planting watermelons and melons and cucumbers all mixed in here. And we're just gonna see what happens. So enjoy the early pre-cleanup and planting peak. And again, I will surely try to share more throughout the season, and certainly when it's time to harvest. Prayerfully, I will get to harvest some melons.
Just close your eyes and let them rest. I know it's hard to fall asleep, but do your best. 'Cause there's a place that I go to when I wanna hide from all the shades of blue. 'Cause at times I think of leaving, my mind takes me back to fall, when the snow begins to sing goodnight to warm. But I will never leave your side, you're the reason to all my pride. Never wither and runs dry, and your roses are my guides. Goodbye, my friend, our love remains, but not this way. I'm in your garden as a tale. Just feel the wind. If you look close, you see the lilies dance and how they slowly grow. I'm counting years as they go by. Now all the lilies gone and days is brought to life. 'Cause at times I think of leaving,